Hey guys, here's just a quick video review of the LaunchControl XL. Basically it's an update on the LaunchControl which was released by Novation last year. As you can see, it has quite a lot added to it, namely these 8 rugged faders here, along with an extra row of encoders and an extra row of buttons along the bottom. There's also some added functionality on the side of the controller, which I will get to in a second. So first things first, I think the build of the XL is quite impressive. It's exactly the same size as the Launchpad, as you can see here. This isn't a coincidence, by the way, because the guys in Novation wanted to build a controller to complement the Launchpad. So with the Launchpad you have your 64 pads for clip launching and sample triggering, whereas the XL gives you better control over parameters such as volume, pan, send effects and so on. You could control these from the Launchpad, but it's not an ideal scenario using pad-based controllers for this. The faders and pots on the XL I think give off the right amount of resistance. They were a little bit tight to begin with, but loosened up after a while of playing. The buttons along the bottom are exactly what you'd expect to find on a Novation controller. So let's connect the XL to the computer using the supplied USB lead. Now as you can see, the LED light starts to flash. This is a very cool feature of the XL, which I will get to in a moment. You can see straight away that Live has recognized the LaunchControl by the MIDI out indicator at the top here. But we're going to go into preferences to make sure it's all configured correctly. So from the drop down menu, select LaunchControl as your control surface. Now it's also important to turn remote on for the in and output ports. The reason for this is that you can manually map the LaunchControl to Live later on. Going back to the XL, you can see that it has automatically updated itself to reflect the set I have open in Ableton. You can see from the lights in the bottom 2 rows that there are 5 tracks in my set. Should you wish to switch out of this out of the box template to the 7 other factory templates or 8 user templates, all you need to do is hold down one of these buttons here and select which number you want using the buttons on the bottom row. For this example though, we will just stay in the main factory template. You can see that the top row of pots will control send A, the second row will control send B. Now should you wish to control further sends that you may have on your tracks, all you need to do is use this send select button. So for example, we're going to press this down once, and now the top row will control send C and the second row will control send D. Now the bottom row of encoders will automatically control the pan of your tracks. However, it can also be used to control the parameters on any device in your tracks. To do this, simply hold down the device button here. Now these will control the first 8 parameters of whatever track you have open. To switch focus between tracks, all you need to do is hold one of these buttons down here. So for example, if you wanted to go into control the third device on my 4th track, I would shift focus to the 4th track by pressing this button here. I would then hold down the device button and switch between the devices using the track select button. I think this is probably the best feature of the XL because it means you can control pretty much any parameter that you have open in Ableton without having to look at your computer. So as you just saw, I used some pretty in-depth control over Ableton Live using just the factory template. Now you also have the option of customizing your own user templates by downloading the LaunchControl XL editor from the Novation website. You have the option of changing a whole host of MIDI settings for each control on the XL, such as the CC number, the MIDI channel and the minimum maximum range. Also with the button controls, you can change from momentary to toggle. So if I just select the button here, and then I can choose toggle or momentary, which is a very cool feature in my opinion. More impressively though, is you can change the LED lights for any of the controls that you have on the XL. So if I clicked one of the pots up here and then select whichever color I want down here, this is very easy this is actually a great way of grouping controls together so you have a visual reference of what group of controls is where. So that was just a quick overview of what the LaunchControl XL is capable of. I'd highly recommend it, especially if you own the LaunchPad or the LaunchPad S. With the Launchpad, it gives you pretty much limitless control over Ableton Live, and is of course very portable as well. Yeah, so that's it, and thanks for watching.